Video, you're going to learn 2 key strategies for developing and maintaining good habits. Good morning, I'm Dr. Craig Dingman. Today I'm joined by my wife, Dr. Shawna Dingman. Dr. Shawna, many of you have met her. For those of you that don't know, she's also a partner and clinic director here at Elevate Chiropractic. She's been working kind of mostly behind the scenes lately. She's kind of the quarterback, masterminding lots of the...
I do the really important stuff.
Yes, she's definitely the brains behind the operation. You get to see me, I'm just a pretty face that you guys see regularly. She's the brains. Anyway, today we want to talk to you about habits, and we're actually talking about this morning in the car on the way in. And well, why don't you tell the people about we had a great conversation about piggybacking on habits, which I thought was a really cool way of generating new good habits.
Yeah, that's right. You know, at this time of year, lots of people are thinking about some new habits that they can incorporate for the summertime. And a lot of people find it really difficult to break bad habits or add good habits in. And one of the things that we were talking about is that it's actually not that difficult to add a good habit in, because it all has to do with how your brain is wired. And as long as you know how to kind of hack that wiring, adding a good habit is not that difficult. There are 2 real key strategies. And so the first one, some people call it anchoring, I call it piggybacking. What you want to do is, when you know the habit that you want to add in, you want to piggyback it onto a habit that you're already doing. So the example that I was telling Dr. Craig this morning is, for about 2 years, I've wanted to add vitamin D into my routine consistently. You know, we tell our patients all the time about the importance of using a good vitamin D and knowing what your appropriate dosage is, and then using it consistently, because in this area of the world, we just don't get enough. But sometimes it's a do as I say, not as I do thing, and I've always had a really difficult time taking any supplement consistently, and vitamin D is one that really means a lot to me, and I wanted to take more consistently. So what I did was I actually took the vitamin D bottle from where it was in the kitchen, and I put it beside my toothbrush, because I brush my teeth at least twice a day. So I knew that if I put the vitamin D bottle right beside my toothbrush, I would always remember that as soon as I finished brushing my teeth, I would just take my vitamin D drops, and then I was done for the day. And it's been totally simple. So now I am a consistent vitamin D supplementer.
Right.
Here's the thing with piggybacking. You have to make sure that when you piggyback 2 habits together, so the habit that you want to do with the one that you're already doing, they have to be kind of matching. So vitamin D is not something that takes a lot of time, just like brushing my teeth. I had the same environment, so I didn't have to leave the bathroom to do it. I didn't need any fancy equipment or anything like that. So piggybacking vitamin D onto brushing my teeth, that's an easy habit to create because they match. Now, if I had wanted to build the habit of, say, working out into my life, and I was trying to piggyback it onto teeth brushing, it wouldn't have worked, because I would need a completely different environment. I might need some special equipment, and the time frame we're talking about is completely different. But that doesn't mean that you can't create a big good habit by piggybacking it onto another good habit. So one of the examples, actually, we just kind of lived through this, was I had said months ago, I'm not doing long distance running anymore. And then a friend of mine asked me if I wanted to do a half marathon. And initially I had said no, but then she suggested doing it with another friend of ours. And when I asked her, she had never done any kind of half marathon training or anything like that. And she wanted to do it. Now, this friend that I was going to be training with, we walk together every week. So we have social time together with exercise in a certain time frame that actually matched the initial stages of training for a half marathon. So what we did was we piggybacked the habit of training for a half marathon onto our current habit of walking and having social time. So we continued to meet in the same time, in the same place, with the same equipment. All we did was as our training went on over the weeks and months, we just increased the amount of time that we were spending doing it. But we just did the half marathon together on Sunday. We had an amazing time doing it. And now we have this habit that we plan on continuing to do. So you can take a really big habit as long as you're piggybacking it onto the right kind of habit.
Yeah, and realistically, as an outsider observing that habit, it didn't really take up more of your time or your life or anything. It was, you were already using that time for walking and for socializing. You maybe extended it a bit to add the exercise portion, but it wasn't a new event in your life, which is why it was easily manageable, right?
Well, by the time we got to the end of our training, where our walks were really, really long, because we were into the 18 to 20 kilometer range, because we had added that time in slowly week by week by week, we were able to block it out in our schedule.
Yeah. I love this concept. And actually, you're much better at starting new habits than me. You said something earlier that it's actually really easy to start a new habit. I find that I really struggle to start new habits, unless they're bad. Like if it was eating chips every night, I'd start that one like that.
But you have an interesting strategy, though. You have what you call a keystone habit.
So for me to begin a new habit, Shawna has probably more willpower and discipline, and I don't. So I use what I call this keystone habit concept. So when I've fallen off, as some of us do sometimes in our good habits and behaviors, we all slip off. If I notice that and I want to get back on good habits, I find one habit that's really, really simple and easy to do. And then that tends to trigger other disciplines. It's like it creates an environment of discipline in my life. So for me, as silly as it is, like we have these little green flossers, a bag of them, and I begin flossing my teeth. Like if I let my health habits go for a little bit, usually flossing would be one of the first ones to go. But that's my keystone habit. So in my mind, I think, okay, you know what? Put the bag of flossers out beside the toothbrush, and I start flossing routinely when I'm doing my teeth. And the silly, crazy way my brain works is that once I've started flossing, I'm more aware of my nutrition, so I'll eat less breads and less snack foods. I'm more into making green smoothies, and then that brings in those other disciplines that, I have other habits that I never really lose, like working out for me is one that's just been a part of my whole life, so I don't lose that one. But eating, like bad eating, creeps in on me in a heartbeat. So that's my keystone habit, flossing.
And I think everybody has that keystone habit. It's just a matter of finding out what is it for you. When you start doing something, it makes you want to do other good things. And I think it's different for everybody, don't you?
Yeah, for sure. And I would say, if you wanted a little piece of homework from this talk, try to figure out what your keystone habit is. Like it could be something super simple, and it should be super simple, but something that creates a habit, it's easy to do. And just watch, like that'll create awareness of discipline and other habits in your life. Like I think it's a great strategy. It works for me.
Yeah, so I want to see in your comments, what is it for you? What's a good habit that you want to create in your life? And can you think of something that you can piggyback it onto? Because whenever you comment on things like that, you're going to give other people ideas. So let us know in the comments. We're going to be monitoring this over the next 48 hours to 1 week. We'll get back to you. We'll be answering you. Your habits might give us ideas as well, and that helps everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for joining us today on Elevate TV.
Yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Dr. Craig Dingman, Dr. Shawna Dingman. This is Elevate TV. Join us every Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. Have a great day.